Rumataji, Sip Samatma, Sip Rajinder, Sip Girish, Sip Tina, Sip Yogini, Sip Paratiyama, Sip Raju, Sip Hitkari ji, Sip Ansul, Sip Karan, Sip Chandra, Sip Krishan, Sip Sagai, Sip Apurva, Sip Rekha, Sip Atmatrai, Sip Bliss, Sip Sudeep Bhargava, and rest of them, rest of you whose videos are off, I can't see you. I welcome you all to the call. Administrator is putting up today's message, and today's message is interesting. What is the first thing to do on the spiritual path? Many of you are seekers, many of you are masters, many of you are on the path, different people on different steps on this journey, on this. So may I ask you, what according to you is the first thing to do on the spiritual path? I will take the order today of those who are the newest in the call. So who are, I see Leaf and Ru Mataji. Anybody else? Okay, so we'll start with Leaf. Leaf is Lalit, and then Ru Mataji. Yes.
Shivoham.
Shivoham, Lalit. Leaf,
yeah, it's like it's normal to feel overwhelmed when we start a journey, any spiritual journey, and but the main thing is we have to be gentle, and we have to go at our own speed. Like,
no. Are you? Can you give us a very specific thing, please? What is the first thing to do? Can you?
That's what I am saying. Be gentle. We have
be
to be
gentle.
gentle.
Okay. So
we
what
have
I'm
to be
saying
gentle
is,
to ourselves and go at our own speed.
My dear Leaf, the point is that there are 50, 60, 70 people on the call. I want them to benefit your answer. So your answer is be gentle. The next person, Ru Mataji, Krishna, Samatma, Atmatray, Rajendra, in that order. Ru Mataji.
Pranam Guruji, Shivoham.
Namaskar. Shivoham, bataiye Ru Mataji.
Guruji, I feel the first thing to move on the spiritual path is to leave religion. Because whatever we are, though religion is necessary in the initial state, because it builds our faith, trust and hope in God. But later on, we are stuck by the religion. We have to move ahead from ABC, kindergarten to university. We are told so many myths. Unless and until we unlearn the myths, we are not going to progress on the spiritual path.
So Ru Mataji, I agree with you that we have to drop spirituality as per the pole vault analogy. Before we jump across, before we are able to get enlightened, we have to drop religion. But is it the first thing to do? Do you think it's the first?
I feel unless and until we will unlearn the wrong things, then how we can progress on the path?
Okay. No, what you say is correct. I appreciate your view. So Lalit ji said be gentle. Ru Mataji says you must drop religion. I think next is Krishna, Samatma. Let's give two people to be ready. Krishna, then Samatma. Yes.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
I cannot very pinpointedly say the first thing. Two, three things happen simultaneously for me. One is a self-inquiry and lot of questions bubbled up about my true existence, and 100% conviction that true happiness is not in the finite, the worldly pleasures, temporary worldly pleasures. I was so sure, though I have not found out what is the real thing. This was so sure that this is not what, and I have a greater purpose in life. I was so sure about that. And meeting my guru, of course. And now I have never felt more happiness and peace in my life, even though I have not realized. So when you realize what is the peace and happiness which the realized master would be, feeling. Yes. So I felt that even this journey has become very blissful.
Okay. Good.
And meeting so many nice souls in my life now. And now meeting, I feel the whole cosmos is now supporting me in this journey.
Very good. But out of all the things, what is the first thing you said? The first thing was?
Self-inquiry, questions about life bubbled up. And then surely this is not, I have a greater purpose in life. I'm very sure about it. So
Okay,
that
good.
discovers
Good.
that.
Krishna says self-inquiry. Good. Samatma.
Shivoham, sir.
Sure, Samatma.
The first thing is we have to go on a quest and find out our purpose of this birth. And then you have to promise yourself to make spirituality the only priority in your life.
You know,
Only then you can
so what is the only priority? To make?
spirituality, this journey,
Okay. So
journey
the
towards
first thing,
enlightenment.
the first thing according to you is to make this journey the only priority. That's the most
So
important
you have
thing.
to go on a quest and find out the purpose of your birth. And in that, promise that you will be giving your 100% to this journey.
So, you know, let me tell you where this background, you know, I was doing some introspection. How do these questions come? This question came as a flash. Somebody asked me a question. I don't know, they asked me a question on Speaking Tree. They asked me a question on Quora. They asked me a question on Reddit. They asked me a question on WhatsApp, on email, on so many people ask questions from me in so many different methods. And when they asked me, what is the first thing that you think, which was very important on the spiritual path? And I got a flash. And I'm trying to share that flash with you today. I'm not saying what you all are saying is not important, but I'm just going to share. After all, if one of you tells me that answer, then I will agree. That's how I do it, right? So if suppose no Atmatra gives the answer. So I will tell Atmatra, yes, this is the flash I have got. I wait for you all to share all your different experiences. And then I tell you all what is my feeling. So thank you, Samatma Atmatra.
Thank you.
Shipper, I think Mumushikto is important
Beautiful.
and ask here, asking the
Ask here.
questions. Yeah. It is the,
I like, I didn't have that flash, but you are right. Because if you don't ask on the spiritual path, there can be no answer. If you don't, even in the Bible, it says, ask
okay.
and you shall receive. Knock and it shall open. Seek and you shall find.
Correct.
Asking is very important, no doubt. Lovely. And Mumukshutva also, though it's not my answer, Atmadrai, but I salute you for the beautiful answers. Both amazing answers. But I want you to tell me before the call ends whether my flash is right or wrong. I want you to, don't forget to give your opinion. Whether because you have got very important. I think maybe your answers are more powerful than my answer. I don't know. But still, my answer came from SIP. So I will keep that answer on the top of my head. Okay. Thank you, Atmatrai. Beautiful, beautiful answer, Atmatrai. Rajendra Pandit.
Sir, my first point is by developing trust to know that the truth and
developing
by
what?
Asking,
developing
quest, Q-U-E-S-T, quest.
Developing a quest. Okay.
First, to know that the truth and try to realize that I am not body, mind, and ego, but a speck of infinite shape. Point number one, sir. Point number two.
No, only one now. Right now, today's answer is only point number one.
Okay, this is my first answer, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Atmatrai escaped with 2 points, but I am trying to cut you all short to 1 point. Thank you, Rajendraji. Good answer. Krishan and Bliss. That's the order.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam,
Self-realization is the first thing we have to.
Beautiful. You have to. What is the first thing to do on the spiritual path? What your answer is beautiful, but that's the first thing to achieve on the spiritual path. But to achieve that, you have got the answer on your tip of your lip. Here.
Who am I? If I still my mind, then
अभी आप बहुत आंसर ज्यादा दे रहे हैं 1 2 3 4 ऐसा नहीं होगा. So your answer is absolutely right, but the question is not matching your answer. What is the first thing to achieve on the spiritual path? Self-realization. But what is the first thing to do on the spiritual path? Bliss. Yes, Bliss.
Shwamji.
Shivoham.
I think the first thing we have to do is to be silence the mind to find Satchit Ananda, the real happiness.
Good, very good answer. But I think that is the second thing to do. I think what you have said is what you have told, according to me, is the second thing. So let me still look for the first thing. I'm not going to lose hope. Rekha Parwani.
Shivoham AiR.
Shivoham.
For me, my journey started with bhakti. So that's the first thing.
Beautiful, beautiful. It's a lovely answer, though it's not my answer. It's a lovely answer. See, today I like the participation. Such beautiful masters and seekers all coming and giving answers. Suvinay, thank you, Rekha Parwani. Suvinay, and next after Suvinay, Yogini. Yes, Pranam, Suvinay.
The first and foremost thing is that you have to believe. You have to believe that there is some universal energy, there is some supreme entity who is protecting the world. And with that belief and faith, you develop the trust and you just start your journey. And
what you say is absolutely right. But sometimes my grammar is not so good. I'm not so good. I was always a bad student in my school in grammar. So you are missing the point. What is the first thing to do on the spiritual path? Which means many of you are talking about what is to be done before you start the spiritual path. No, I am not talking before. Now you have already gone on a quest. You are already on that path. Many of you are going one step back. I am saying you have already started the quest. Suvin, aapne jo bola, Suvinay, that part is over. Now you are on that path. And when you are on the path, what is the first thing to do, Yogini?
I want to know myself. First thing is that if I am on the spiritual path.
Very good. So for that?
So I have to be on this path and learn.
Be on the path and learn. But what you have to do? Ansul.
Magic, sir.
Sir?
Yes, Ansul.
Sir, the first thing for the spiritual path, I think, to listen our Guru.
Good, very good idea, but I did not get that as a flash. But yes, if I had not listened to my Guru, no chance for me to get self-realization. Who told self-realization? I think Rajendra or Krishan. I don't know who said self-realization. But we have to listen to Guru. But, even the Guru is helpless if you don't do what came to my mind. Even the Guru is helpless. So what is that first thing we should do? Rutanu. And beautiful answers. Huh? All of you are giving amazing answers today. All good answers. I have not told anybody your answer is wrong up to now. And I will tell. Don't feel bad. If your answer is wrong, I must tell your answer is wrong because 50 people are listening. If I don't tell your answer is wrong, don't feel offended if I tell your answer is wrong. Because otherwise the wrong people will take the wrong answer. So when your answer is wrong, I am sorry, but I must say your answer is wrong. But up to now, I have not told anybody your answer is wrong. Yes, please.
Guruji, it is self-exploration, maybe, or it is to see SIP in everyone and to realize that God is SIP.
अरे वो तो आगे है ना वो तो to realize वो तो बहुत late है. You are talking 4 steps later, 5 steps later.
No, Guruji, till we are not started our spiritual journey, we are praying to Krishna, we are praying to Allah, we are praying to Jesus.
Let me see. We have Renu Khanna, new person on the call. Renu Khanna, would you like to speak? Renu Khanna, please unmute and give your answer, please.
Sure. I think first step, what we do is meditate.
Meditate. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
मेडिटेशन में जब बैठते हैं तो अपने अंदर की जो थिंकिंग है वो धीरे धीरे स्लो होनी स्टार्ट हो जाती है.
Actually, Renu ji, what you say is correct. Meditate. लेकिन वो तो मैंने तो for granted मैंने लिया तो वो तो करना ही है. उसके बगैर मतलब this is what you have told is point number 0. मतलब उसके बगैर कुछ नहीं हो सकता है. I am asking उसके बाद point number 1 क्या है? तो वो तो मतलब pre what to tell you Renu ji, what you have told meditate is a prerequisite.
Okay.
You
We
get my
should
point?
concentrate over breathing.
वो तो same वही बात होगी.
Same बात हो गई.
हाँ, so please but
Thank
please
you.
stay on the call to hear the answer. Okay.
Okay.
Rajendra ji already spoke, and Girish, let me ask the master Girish and Master Chidanand. Girish, Chidanand, two people who are next on the line.
Keep aside what I am not. Neti neti.
थोड़ा consciousness में थोड़ा shade of gray आ गया. Very close. Your thought process is correct. Thoda. Okay, Chidanand, let me see if Chidanand is in full consciousness today.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, sir.
The first step, according to me, is the sankalpa, and then we have to follow the sadhan chatushtay. Without sankalpa, nothing happens.
Yeah, but okay, now since you already told something, now you have to explain sankalpa to the group, because sankalpa means people don't understand clearly, because it's misinterpreted. Though it's not the answer, but explain sankalpa, please.
Basically, unless we prioritize our need for spirituality, then it becomes one of the multiple choices that we want. So that we and he, that difference we should know. Once on the path of spirituality, if you want to progress very fast, you have to have only one pointed attention and one pointed goal. That we should be a mumukshu. That is, sankalpa is to attain moksha.
Thank you. I would
And then the sadhan chatushtaya starts, because without that you can't have viveka and vairagya.
Okay, good. As I said, there are two advantages for the basics. Let me ask who has not spoken. Tina. If you don't mind, I'm giving people who have not spoken chance first. Don't feel offended. Samatma, Arjindra, please wait for me. Don't feel bad. Tina and Kailash. But I want you all to wait. Don't go away. Tina and Kailash. And Ashok Nichani. And Bliko. Tina, unmute Tina. And the answer is so simple. You will all laugh. You will all laugh. The answer is so simple. Yes, Tina.
Sip Guruji.
Sip.
Guruji, what according to me, it's the call of the divine asking you to get into the spiritual way.
The first thing to do is the call. How can you do the call of the divine?
It comes from within, because we are Sip.
Okay, fine. So first thing to do is to realize the voice of the divine within. This is what you are saying.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Tina. And I said after Tina, I said is Kailash, Ashok Nichani, Bliko. Kailash?
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, bataiye.
To know about the power, what I have, okay, to know about that power. Mainly for that I can change myself by the spiritual path. Earlier, okay, I was in so big tension. Now from the when I joined this group,
You're much better.
so I am feeling very happy, and now my thoughts also going to out also
Very
slowly.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Thank
And
you.
it's
Thank you.
giving me very pleasure, and to know about what I am. That is the main things which
So
I
listen,
realized by this group, this spiritual power. Okay,
Yeah,
I can
don't
convert
go.
anything.
Yeah, so don't go anywhere, because today's answer is very important. I'm surprised after we have got about 15 answers, still we have not hit the right answer, which came from SIP. SIP gave me a very simple answer, so simple that you will all laugh. Ashok Nichani and Bliko.
Shivam Sirji.
Shivam, sir.
Sirji, the starting is to be in yoga, union with God, to be in yoga.
अरे अशोक वो योगा को पहुंचने के पहले क्या करना है?
भक्ति योग, कर्म योग, ध्यान योग, ज्ञान योग. For yoga.
देख लो. Bliko seems to be waiting for giving the answer. Bliko seems to know the right answer. Bliko.
Shivam, everybody.
Shivam, sir, bolo.
So the first step is M of mumukshutva. If you don't have mumukshutva, then how can you start the first step?
You mean M of magic? M of magic is
magic. Yeah, magic.
MAGIC. Let me see if there is. Should I give the answer? Bore ho gaya na? Boring ho gaya. Should we give the answer? No. Okay. Rajendra is saying no. Okay. Now Rajendra, Samatma, Rekha Parvani, and also Rekha. Rajendra. Rajendra.
Okay, sir. Sir, he will try to realize that. Please listen. He will try to realize the intellect, to raise the intellect from understanding to realizing that whatever is perceived or felt is simply Maya. So that he will develop a feeling of being just a custodian, not owner of any possession or any relation. While he will go through detached attachment, will always be detached from the outside.
आपने तो पूरा ग्रंथ बोल दिया, पूरा ग्रंथ आपने
सुना।
But I told you the answer is very simple. It is only hardly 3, 4, 5 words. Bas. So only 5 words. Samatma, Rekha Parvani, Rekha. Oh, there are lots of. आज तो क्यों कभी ऐसा क्यों नहीं हुआ है? लेकिन let's go by the queue. Samatma.
Shivoham, sir.
Sure.
Is it we have to learn to live with detached attachment?
Yes, but that is coming 2 steps later. What is the simplest thing? What is the easiest thing? Rekha Parvani.
Thank you.
आप सब जानते हैं. Answer, let me tell you. All of you know the answer. All. ALLLLL. All of you know the answer. Rekha Parvani.
Shiva, man, deep yearning for God.
All this is correct, yaar, but answer first. What is the first thing to do on the spiritual path? Rekha. Rekha, what's the first thing to do on the spiritual path? Not Parvani, Rekha Chaudhary.
Asking questions and realizing.
वो तो हो गया. Hemlata and Deepa.
I have a question also.
Deepa Balwani is rarely speaks, so we'll ask Deepa after Hemlata. Yes, Hemlata.
I feel feeling the pain that is there, feeling the urge to go to spiritual, and also having faith on God.
ये सब तो prerequisites. What is the first thing to do? You are on the spiritual path. You want to go to the destination. What's the first thing to do, Deepa? Deepa, unmute. Deepa, please unmute. Unmute, Deepa, please. Unmute.
Yes.
Speak, please speak.
Yeah, Shivam sir.
बोलो.
सर, हाँ सर, हमको ऐसे लोगों के बीच में रहना चाहिए जो इस पाथ पे चल रहे हैं, और हमको सत्संग में रहना चाहिए, मतलब मेरा
वो तो आप कर रही है ना. अभी I see you coming on this call. Even though I see sometimes I see you're busy working, you're busy with some work, फिर भी आप इस call को छोड़ती नहीं है. Correct? Am I right or wrong? I observe you all sometimes. I see who is showing interest. कल कृष्णा पता नहीं कहाँ कौन से पार्टी में थी, किसके साथ थी, फिर भी कृष्णा कॉल पे आई. This is the commitment and dedication. So you are one of those people whom I see. You are very committed to being on the call. But Deepa, tell me, you are on the spiritual path. Am I right? You are on the spiritual path.
Yeah. Yes.
And you want to go forward. You want to reach the final step. What is the simplest, the first thing and the most important and the simple thing? What's the first thing you must do?
सर, हमको संकल्प पहले डिसाइड करना है कि हमको ये पाथ पे चलना है, एंड फिर ऐसे लोगों को ढूंढना है जो ये पाथ पे ऑलरेडी चल रहे हैं, जैसे मैंने आपको ढूंढा.
Okay, good answer. But please listen to the answer today, okay? As I told you all, because the answer I got a flash, and I got this flash, and you all don't want me to give the answer to. I am still waiting for Q. Krishan, Ru Mataji, Krishna, Ansul, Kailash, Bliss, Rekha Parvani, Ru Mataji, Sumine. My God. Okay, quickly. Krishan, be fast, okay? Come on, be fast, Krishan.
I have to accept I am SIP and I live in consciousness.
Your answer is hidden in your words. Rutanu.
Shivam, Guruji, to have a desire for enlightenment.
No, Krishna.
See, dropping my ego and thereby karma.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. The first thing you have to do is you have to drop your ego. आपको 20 points के बाद आप लोग को आया, and you all know this, nothing can happen. Now you can please correct me if I'm wrong. Sip told me if anybody wants to move forward on the spiritual path, you want to do sankalp. अरे संकल्प तो ego है ना, मैं संकल्प ले रहा हूँ. The spiritual path means Krishna, she said in such simple words, dropping the ego. I got my words were slightly different. Let go of the ego, but meaning is the same. So my words was let go of ego, dropping the ego. See, let me tell you one thing. If you are not dropping the ego, please get out of the spiritual path. It's of no use. If you keep on saying I, ye, main, ye, or I, me, mine, no, you cannot progress. You cannot progress. The first thing to do on the spiritual path is to realize I am not I. The first thing to realize on the spiritual path, I am nothing. Agar ye hum nahi samajh, you know, there's a beautiful story. I'm taking permission to quickly telling you all a story. I don't know if you all saw the video. I saw this video. Some of you may have seen the video. One man went to a 100-year-old monk. One man went to a 100-year-old monk. And he told him, you know, I want to get self-realization and God realization. So the monk asked him, okay, what do you know? So he started telling, I know like this, I know this, I know this, I know this, I know. The monk said, no, it cannot work like this. You go and you write down what all you know. You know, I want to know what all you know. So the man went back and he wrote for 3 years. He wrote for 3 years and he brought many books to the old monk. The monk was now 103 years old. He came to the monk and the monk told him, Dekho yaar, I'm a very old man. I can't read so many books. You please sit down in the next room and you please make it summary. So he sat for 1 week. In all his books, quickly. Grish, you know the story? Quickly, he wrote and he made it into 10 pages. That man went and he showed him 10 pages. That man told, no, I can't even read. My eyes, see, I'm old monk. I can't read anything. I cannot, please make it summary. So the man went again for 1 day. He sat down and he made 1 page. When the man brought that 1 page and told him to read, he told, see, you have written so many things, but I don't understand. What have you written? I don't understand. This man was tired. Monk told him, you go back and you tell me in briefly what all you know. Then I will help you to attain enlightenment. This man was a sincere seeker. He went to the room and he came back in 10 minutes. He came back in 10 minutes. This time he brought an empty paper. He brought an empty paper and he gave the master. The master told him, now sit down. Now you are ready to learn. Sit down. Now I will teach you enlightenment. You understand the story? Sometimes we think we know everything when we know nothing. Sometimes we are so cluttered in the head, we cannot absorb anything. When we go to our master, we have to go with an empty page. With that desire to learn, with that humility and with the faith in the master. Because when we have faith in the master, then only it will work. Otherwise, it will not work. So anybody who opposes this answer, and also so many people's hands are still up. Ansul, Kailash, Rumataji, Rekha, Yogini. Ansul. And then Chidanand. Yes, Ansul?
No, sir. My answer was to kill our rascal mind.
Mind, so very much.
Now I got an answer.
But Ansul, mind is second step. Ansul, पहले ego को drop करो. पहले ego को drop नहीं करेगा तो mind को भी नहीं मार सकता है. पहले drop the ego.
True.
After you drop the ego, then you kill the mind. First you kill the ego. First you drop this ego. मैं कुछ नहीं. I am nothing. Then you go forward. Next, thank you, Ansul. Kailash.
From my knowledge, to know about the spiritual power, which is available in everyone.
आपने क्या बोला?
To know about the spiritual power.
Huh. But that is the advanced stage. That is comes much later. That is called God realization. That comes much later. Ru Mataji.
ये आपने आंसर बता दिया.
आप क्या बोलने वाली थी?
मैं तो बोलने वाली थी शांति.
अच्छा, एटलीस्ट आप सच तो बोल रहे हैं ना. कई लोग आंखें ऐसे बोलते हैं, मैं तो वही बोलने वाला था जो आप, मैं तो मेरे माइंड में वही आंसर था. तो मैं सोचता हूँ. रू माता जी बोलती है, see, peace is required, but Rumata ji, peace is needed as a prerequisite. Who told meditation? I think one new person told, Hemlata or somebody told, Renu Khanna, we need meditation. Meditation vagara we need, but we need to drop the ego. Without ego, nothing will happen. Yes, Yogini. Yogini, unmute. Chidanand.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I wanted to say, first I said, I want to know myself only if I empty the bucket. So if I say like that, that means the ego is in the bucket or no?
No. Bucket is your beliefs. Bucket is your thoughts, your beliefs, your samskars, your personality. Bucket is all that. What did you say? You want to change the things in the bucket, right?
Yeah, I wanted to empty the bucket.
Here the question is not empty the bucket. It is throwing the bucket. It is throwing the bucket itself. You are trying to empty the bucket, but you are still keeping the bucket.
Okay, right.
There is no bucket.
Okay, sir.
Samjhi na? I hope you understand.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Chidanand?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to second what you are saying. First is, unless you drop the ego, you will never have a master whom you can follow, because that I will always come. And at the end also, the master tells you how you can transcend the ego. Otherwise, if you don't transcend the ego, I was still the mind and transcend the ego, Anubhuti is not there. So this ego plays a dual role. One is to drop it, so you seek and then you accept a discipleship or something, something which is higher than you. Because ego will not allow you to do that. Comes in different form.
Absolutely perfect answer. Chidanand, it was so difficult for me to go to my master. Sometimes my master used to smash me. Sometimes he would just smash.
Yes. All gurus do that to test.
Yeah. One day he
told me do that to test.
One day he told me 10 years back, he told me you're a yet. You're a yet means you're an idiot. 10 years back when I went to him, he told me you are an idiot. Yet, you are yet. So I wrote to him, I wrote a big letter to him. I told my divine master, no doubt I am an idiot, I am everything. But you please tell me, my dear master, I want an answer to this question. Then my master came online and my master, he knew that I was with all humility. Then he pulled me out of that, so it was a very interesting thing.
That is what Dada did with me also. When I told him, he said, you come to Pune. At that point of time, I went to somebody else and, he smothered my ego properly, and then it was Tejo Mayananji. He made me realize all this will not work unless you are disciplined.
Anyway, good analogy. We have got some new people who want to speak. Yoga Narsimhan. Let me first give Yoga Narsimhan. Yes, take the mic over.
Sir, how is it not bhakti, sir? Like after bhakti only this thing will come.
See, bhakti will take you on the spiritual path. Without bhakti, how will you go on the spiritual path? Bhakti is religion. Bhakti is devotion. Bhakti is not spiritual path. Bhakti is the trigger. Bhakti ke saath hi you will come on the spiritual path. Na?
Okay.
You get my point, Yoga?
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you a question. Without bhakti, can anybody come on spiritual path?
No, sir.
Then with your answer is you answered the question.
Yeah.
So now you have got bhakti. Now you're on the spiritual path. Now what to do? First step is what? First, drop the ego.
Okay.
Just drop it. Drop the ego. I am nothing. I know nothing. Unless we drop the ego, we don't empty the glass. We don't clean the glass. We don't surrender. we cannot achieve anything. We cannot progress on the spiritual path. Okay, thank you. Rest of you who would like to speak, Rekha, then Rekha Parvani, Krishan, and Rajendra. Rekha.
Shivo, Mayor,
Bolo.
2 to 3 people having food in one plate. Which karma is this?
अरे तुम तो ऐसा क्वेश्चन कभी पूछते हो, मुझे लगता है तुमने विस्की पिया या रम पिया या दारू कौन सा पी के पूछते हो तुम ऐसे क्वेश्चन कैसे पूछते हो? 2-3 people having food in one. This is a neutral karma. This is no problem. There is no karma involved in this. Unless somebody eats somebody's nose or somebody eats somebody's ear. ऐसा होगा तो मैं बोल सकता हूँ. तुम ऐसा बोलते 3 people eating food in one plate. Okay, Rekha Parvani. But it's good to have some comedy in the call.
Okay,
Rekha
one more question.
Next question later. Rekha Parvani.
One more question.
Afterwards. Rekha Parvani.
One more.
Shibuha Mayor,
Yes, Rekha.
I wanted to say, when we realize I am nothing, then we become everything. Then it is like leading us to the path.
When you realize I am nothing, you don't become everything. That is a quotation you're repeating. When you realize I am nothing, then you are ready to start the journey.
Yes.
Then you progress. Then finally, you become everything. Don't think, oh, today I gave up ego. Tomorrow I'm enlightened. No, don't think. No. This is not Maggie 2-minute noodles. This is not McDonald's. This is not you.
I don't think like
this.
I just said you realize I'm nothing.
You realize I'm nothing. Then you go on the path. You take the guidance of the Guru. You are a mumukshu. You keep that sankalpa. Sankalpa is basically you keep the deep yearning. You continue. Not ye bhi, wo bhi, sab bhi, or Prabhu bhi. No, not like that. Prabhu he. Prabhu he. Then not. You don't get caught in thought. When you get a rotten thought, what do? You stop it. You crop it. You chop it, and you drop it.
Yes.
Then only all these things are required. First you drop the ego, then you kill the mind, then you reach a state of consciousness. In the state of consciousness, the intellect shines. In the intellect shines, you discriminate. When you discriminate, then you are slowly enlightened. Then you are enlightened, then you are liberated. After you are liberated, then you are united.
Yes.
Are you thinking it is like even making bhindi in the house takes time? A lot of people, you make bhindi na for dinner. How you make bhindi? 2 minutes mein bhindi ban jata hai?
No, not a. No, I don't think the journey. I understand what you said now. The journey is this. It's not just when we drop the ego, we don't get enlightened.
It's a long journey.
Yes.
Krishan and Rajendra. Thank you. Krishan and Rajendra.
Sir, you give a math quotation to us that man minus self equal to God.
Correct.
Here, self means ego.
Absolutely.
If we drop that ego, we got.
So you have to. A person, a human jiva, a person living minus ego equals God. Man minus ego equals God. Ego, man minus ego equals God. God plus ego equals man.
So self mean ego. Here, self intimate the ego. Ego.
Because self का मतलब बहुत लोग नहीं समझते. Self का मतलब क्या है?
Okay.
So I'm giving you easy to understand. Krishan minus ego equals God. God plus ego becomes Krishan.
Thank you, sir.
Rajendra.
Sir, before dropping the ego, we have to understand or realize the ego conceptually. So I think it may come by thinking that I am nothing.
I am nothing itself is dropping the ego, no, Rajendra?
नहीं, conceptually, अभी किसी को बोलते हैं ego drop. He is so involved in the ego that he doesn't understand really that what is ego basically. So
that whole process of dropping the ego is koham, soham, nan yar, Tattvamasi,
Yes.
Neti, Neti. This is the
Yes.
process of what you're talking now is the
Yes.
process of dropping the ego.
Yes, sir.
There is
Yes.
a process. Drop. You think you can drop the ego like you drop a kachada in the dustbin?
No, nothing.
अरे ego छोड़ेगा नहीं आपको.
Hmm.
Ego छोड़ेगा नहीं आपको.
ठीक, ठीक, ठीक. Okay.
So you have to. The whole process is a long process. Rumataji.
Pranam Guruji, Shivom, I want to ask, we think we have dropped our ego, but still somewhere it is present in latent form.
Because the problem is you cannot drop the ego, na. The problem is you cannot drop the ego. I use the wrong word. Guru Mataji caught me. She caught me by the neck in the last. So dropping the ego, Rumataji, means transcending the ego. You cannot drop the ego. The ego, when we are using the term, how Rumataji caught me now just by the neck.
No, Guruji, I haven't caught you. I wanted to clear my doubt because we say we have dropped our ego.
No, drop you. Rumataji, you are 200% right. You cannot drop the ego. But what we say, when we say drop the ego, what it actually means is to let go of the ego, to transcend the ego. But the ego will not leave you. अभी भी राजेंद्र जी को यही राजेंद्र जी को थोड़ा मैं समझाया ये बात. The ego will not leave you.
Guruji, for example, very simple example, if I have done something and I think that I am not responsible for this, but somehow if the other person appreciates it too much, out of limit, then in the heart of heart, we will be very happy. Oh, we have done this. So
इसलिए
it is in latent form.
इसलिए तो सब ड्रेस में कॉलर है, सब लोग कॉलर सब करते हैं, कॉलर सब लोग कॉलर पहनते हैं कि क्या अब देखो देखो ये मैंने किया, देखो मैंने किया. We feel very happy when we are appreciated. But that is the ego, na. That is what we have to drop. And if you don't drop, the problem. Last comment, Chidanand, before we close. Chidanand, last quick comment, please.
Yeah, actually, the ultimate step just before what you call Anubhuti is transcending the ego. In fact, that is the most difficult step to transcend the ego. And if you don't transcend, no God realization.
Yeah. So
dropping the ego is a more of this thing of submission, so that you go to the master and get it.
But Chidanand, when we mean drop the ego, actually, because if we say transcend the ego, difficult for people to understand. So that today I use the term, the first step on the path of the spiritual path is to drop the ego. And when you drop the ego doesn't go anywhere.
At least you become the seeker.
But
the ego will not go, but you become the seeker.
You leave the ego, but the ego will still be hanging. Because as long as you are alive, the ego cannot be killed. The
ignorance has to go.
Yeah, you transcend the ego. So thank you, Rumataji, for giving that final end, and all of you. Today, I must give you all salute for amazing participation. But with that note, I want to request you for your permission. Tomorrow, I am not going to have the 7:30 p.m. Friday call because my voice is not permitted to speak. For Shivratri, I have to sing full night. So with your permission, tomorrow we will have only Ask AiR at 8. And we will not have the session at 7:30 because I'm not allowed to speak for 30 minutes. So tomorrow, though it is Friday, I will look forward to seeing you at 8 with folded hands.